Ladies and gentlemen, hello, and you are watching TTV News, some latest events in the province, and now coming to details. Ladies and gentlemen, on the evening of April 19, 2025, at the Memorial Square of Heroes and Martyrs in the province, the Central Public Security Party Committee and the Ministry of Public Security, in coordination with the People Committee of the province, organized the political artistic program Memories Left Behind, with the attendance of Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính, the central level officer, along with incumbent informal leaders of the party state and TayNinhTV province through various periods. The event commemorated the 50th anniversary of the liberation of the South and national reunification, April 30, 1975, April 30, 2025, and the 80th anniversary of the traditional day of the People Public Security Force, August 19, 1945, August 19, 2025.
With grand scale and meticulous investment, the program was staged in a semi-realistic format, blending epic political artistry with outdoor theater and modern technological effects. It recreated the heroic slaver figures who wrote golden pages of history with unforgettable memories on the land of TayNinhTV and the southern battlefields. The program also paid tribute and presented gifts to heroic Vietnamese martyrs, heroes of the People's Armed Forces, and former members of the Security Committee of the Central Office for the South Vietnam and TayNinhTV Security Committee.
The audience on the morning of April 19 at the central hub of Terminal T3 TayNinhTV International Airport in Ho Chi Minh City, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính presided over the simultaneous groundbreaking and inauguration ceremony for 80 national and major projects across the country. This event celebrates the 50th anniversary of the liberation of the South and the national reunification. The ceremony was held online with the main location at Terminal T3 of TayNinhTV Airport, a live connection to 79 other locations in 34 provinces and cities across the northern, central, and southern regions of Vietnam.
All of them were commenced or inaugurated with a combined investment capital of over 445 trillion Vietnam dong, approximately to 18 billion US dollar. Among them, 40 projects are in the fields of transportation and 12 in industrial and civil construction, 12 in education and 9 in the social cultural development, 5 in public healthcare and 2 in irrigation infrastructure. Speaking at the event, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính emphasized the tremendous efforts of the entire political system under the leadership of the Communist Party. He highlighted that the aspiration for the independence, freedom, and peace of the Vietnamese people has become a reality, culminating in the historic Ho Chi Minh Campaign and the Bright Spring Victory of 1975, which completely liberated the South and unified the country. And this monumental achievement fulfilled the long-standing hopes of the people after years of courageous resistance and nation-building marked by the sacrifice and losses, and yet filled with the pride and glory. He emphasized that the groundbreaking and inauguration of these projects today hold the great significance in improving intra-provincial and regional connectivity, as well as inter-provincial, inter-regional, and international linkages, and thus promoting socio-economic development both locally and nationwide. And with a spirit of speed and boldness, reminiscent of the historic April days of 1975, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính officially announced the commencement and inauguration of 80 national key projects and major works by the central and local governments across the country in 2025.
At TayNinhTV office, the Provincial Business Committee held the inauguration ceremony for the restoration and embellishment project of several items and structures within the Special National Historical Site of the Central Office for the South Vietnam, with the attendance of General Lương Tam Quang, Politburo member, Minister of Public Security, other central level officials, as well as the provincial leaders. Speaking at the ceremony, Acting Chairman Nguyễn Hồng Thanh said that the project was implemented with a strong sense of responsibility and completed on schedule. To ensure the site's historical value is upheld and the investment use long-term effectiveness, he urged the Management Board of Revolutionary Historical Sites of Southern Vietnam to proactively develop effective management and operational strategies after taking over the site. He emphasized the need to improve service quality, continue digitalizing historical documents, enrich and enliven the content presented to visitors, and strengthen the integration of tourism and traditional education, aiming to form a return to the roots tourism chain that appeals not only to domestic tourists but also to international visitors.
Ladies and gentlemen, promoting the spirit of learning and following the six teachings of President Ho Chi Minh, the youth of the People Police Security Force have become a core force, pioneering on our front to protect the national security. With enthusiasm, courage, and intelligence, the youth members of the People Police Security Force have achieved numerous victories and made positive contribution to maintaining political security, social order, and safety. They have also widely spread the movement of the entire population protect national security within the community.
Since 1998, the movement youths of the People's Public Security Force learn and implement the six teachings of alcohol has become a guiding principle for cultivating ethics, lifestyle, and revolutionary ideals among the younger generation. The movement has spread widely, serving as a motivation for young officers across the force to cultivate, mature, and dedicate themselves. And in 2023 and 2025 period, the youth of the People's Public Security Force have affirmed their central role in many key areas with a complex security and order issues, and they are pioneering force in advising and implementing measures to protect national security early on. And nearly 400 youth projects have been effectively carried out, contributing meaningfully to professional tasks and strengthening the ties with the grassroots. And many young officers have also become exemplary figures in the youth work and study and serving the public. And during the ceremony to honor outstanding youth following and co-host teachings across the People's Public Security Force for the 2023 and 2025 period, held on the morning of April 19 of 2025 in TayNinhTV province, 50 exemplary individuals were honored. They are intelligent and courageous officers, social officers committed to the three states for together principles, and dedicated technicians, doctors, or hard-working students overcoming obstacles to excel in their studies. I try to promote the youthful energy and continuously study and enhance my political theory, legal knowledge, and professional skill to contribute to ensuring the social order and safety also. The movement, the entire population protect national security combined with the ideology, youth pioneers protecting the homeland is increasingly spreading. Many effective models such as public education units, youth teams supporting citizen data, and ID-card registration have clearly demonstrated the role of the youth union members at the grassroots level. The collective and individual youth union members are very united as we have built a system of forces in all grassroots organizations to exchange knowledge, skills, and methods for participating in the national security protection work. And this time, returning to the Central Southern Command, the Youth Union of Bình Định Police also hope that it is an opportunity to report to President Ho Chi Minh, and through this, we aim to show the dynamic spirit of Youth Union members. The youth of the People's Public Security Force wearing green uniforms are always ready to sacrifice and contribute for the peace of life, and they truly deserve to be the loyal and outstanding successor of the previous generations and was worthy of President Ho Chi Minh's sharp teachings. And the People's Public Security Force serves the country selflessly and serves the people with devotion.
On the afternoon of April 19, 2025, TayNinhTV Provincial Police also solemnly held the inauguration ceremony and unveiled the commemorative plaque for the memorial site for President Ho Chi Minh at the Provincial Police Command Center. The project was launched in celebration of the 50th anniversary of the liberation of the South and national reunification, and in anticipation of the 80th anniversary of the traditional day of the People's Public Security Forces. It has begun construction on January 2025, covering an area of over 580 square meters with multiple components. The total construction cost is stated 19 billion Vietnam dong, approximately $760,000 funded from TayNinhTV Provincial Police internal resources. Speaking at the ceremony, General Lương Tam Quang emphasized that this is a meaningful and symbolically rich project of rich cultural and historical value. It serves to educate generations of public security officers and soldiers on the moral example, life and legacy of President Ho Chi Minh, as well as his deep affection and guidance for the people's public security forces, especially the younger generation. Following the inauguration, the delegates planted trees in the grounds of the Provincial Police Command Center.
And also on April the 19th, the Central Committee of Ho Chi Minh Communist Youth Union, the Ministry of Public Security, the Youth Department under the Ministry of Public Security, and the Provincial Youth Union held an inauguration ceremony for the Happiness Bridge project in Châu Thành District. The bridge, valued at 300 million Vietnam dong, approximately to $12,000, was funded by the Vietnam Volunteer Resource Information Center in aims to provide a safe and convenient transportation for the residents and the young people in Hào Đức and Đồng Khởi communes of Châu Thành District. Meanwhile, in Lai Thuận Commune, Binh Cao District, the Standing Committee of the Provincial Youth Union and the Provincial Vietnam Youth Federation also held a groundbreaking ceremony for the construction of another Happiness Bridge, a local community bridge in Thuận Đông hamlet. The bridge is a reinforced concrete bridge and 4 meters wide and 20 meters long, with a total value of 350 million Vietnam dong, approximately to $14,000. The project reflects the commitment and companionship of various levels of the youth unions, associations, and the National Volunteer Center in surrounding the people, in supporting the people in border areas in general, and Lai Thuận Commune in particular.
Vietnamese coffee has long established a position in the global market, ranking second in the world in export volume. As the global market shifts strongly towards specialty, coffee authority, businesses, and residents in Đắk Lắk are making great effort to build a strong brand, focusing on quality, flavor, and street production processes.
Located about 10 kilometers from downtown Buôn Ma Thuột, the Agro Coffee Farm spans nearly 9 hectares and is developing a multi-layer ecological system. Here, coffee blends grow naturally, producing beans with a distinct, delicious flavor and unique characteristics. The farm's specialty and high-quality coffees have already entered markets into Europe, Japan, the United States, Canada, and China. Coffee in Ho Chi Minh City tastes different from Đắk Lắk. It has a bolder flavor. This is the first time I've seen the entire production and processing process. It's so intricate and meticulous. It's made me really enjoy and appreciate coffee even more. In Đắk Lắk, after 7 years of effort, the value of specialty coffee varieties has significantly increased. This is considered a new direction for the coffee sector, aiming to elevate the brand value of Robusta coffee with the Buôn Ma Thuột geographical indication. We must continue to promote the spirit of developing Vietnam's specialty coffee culture, helping consumers better understand and appreciate true coffee quality, honoring creativity and spreading the innovative spirit of Vietnamese coffee will further enhance its reputation globally. We aim to realize the goal of making Buôn Ma Thuột a global coffee destination. With the active participation of government authorities, businesses, and farmers, Vietnam's specialty coffee industry, especially Buôn Ma Thuột coffee, has every potential to set its position on the global coffee map.
And on the afternoon, April the 19th, General Lương Tam Quang, Police Bureau member, Minister of Public Security, paid tribute and offered incense at the private residence of the late Colonel Ha Minh Trí, hero of the People's Armed Forces, also known by his revolutionary name, Mười Thương, and he met with the family and expressed deep gratitude for the late Colonel's significant contribution to the revolutionary cause. Following that, the delegation visited Major General Ngô Quang Long, former officers at the office of the Southern Central Security Committee and former director of the Provincial Police, as well as the heroic Vietnamese martyr Lê Thị Hai. In a warm and heartfelt atmosphere, Geraldine Tam Quang kindly inquired about the health and living condition, expressing his profound appreciation for the sacrifice and contributions of the previous generations in the struggle for the national independence and protection of the national security.
In commemoration of the 50th anniversary of the liberation of the South and national reunification, on the afternoon of April 19, a delegation from the Central Inspection Commission visited the historical site of the Southern Central Inspection Committee's memorial stele in Tân Lập Commune, Tân Biên District, as part of a return to the roots journey led by Mr. Nguyễn Duy Ngọc, Politburo member, Secretary of the Party Central Committee, and Chairman of the Central Inspection Commission, accompanied by Deputy Chairman as well as 10 provincial leaders. Before the incense altar honoring heroic martyrs, the delegation solemnly offered fresh flowers and lit incense to express deep respect and boundless gratitude for the sacrifice and contributions of the martyrs, senior revolutionary leaders, officers and soldiers of the Southern Central Inspection Committee. On this occasion, the Central Inspection Commission's delegation also planted commemorative trees at the historical site and presented 20 gift packages to policy beneficiary families in difficult circumstances in Tân Lập Commune, Tân Biên District.
Turn to other news, ladies and gentlemen. On the afternoon of April 18, at the government headquarters, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính received Japanese ambassador to Vietnam, Ito Naki, to discuss ways to strengthen cooperation between the two countries.
The Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính thanked the Japanese delegation for their active contribution to the overall success of the 2025 P4J summit hosted by Vietnam, and he proposed that both sides make the further efforts to deepen their traditional friendship and cooperation and effectively promote the comprehensive strategic partnership. This includes enhancing practical cooperation in various fields, ensuring the cybersecurity, improving capacity, and strengthening the role of United Nations peacekeeping forces. And he also noted that bilateral trade is developing in a very balanced manner and suggested that both sides further open their markets to each other's goods. Vietnamese ambassador to Ito Naki congratulated Vietnam on successfully organizing the P4G summit, and he emphasized that Vietnam is entering a new era, a period of national rise marked by the prosperity, civilization, and strength, and affirmed that Japan will remain Vietnam's best partner on this journey.
The audience on the Golden Rice fields of Tam Cốc stretching along Ngo Dong River at Tam Cốc, big tourist area in Hoa City, Ninh Bình Province. This year, local have created a rice painting titled "Car Live Over the Dragon Gate," covering an area of 10,000 square meters. The artwork symbolizes beautiful aspiration and a spirit of striving to achieve great accomplishment. This promised to be a unique tourism product welcoming visitors during the Ninh Bình Tourism Week in 2025.
Tam Cốc rice fields are famous as one of the five most beautiful rice fields in Vietnam, covering more than 18 hectares and winding along Ngo Dong River. To prepare for the upcoming Ninh Bình Tourism Week in late May 2025, the Management Board of Tam Cốc Bích Động Tourist Site has collaborated with local authorities to ensure that farmers plant the rice on schedule right after the Lunar New Year. We are making efforts to tend the rice fields on time, so during the Tam Cốc Golden Week, we will have a beautiful artistic rice fields and a golden harvest, allowing domestic and international tourists to come and admire the beauty of the rice fields and the golden color of Tam Cốc. This year, the Thai Xuyên rice variety, known for its 30 plants, continues to be drawn to achieve the artistic concept of the painting. We are very proud that visitors from all over the provinces come here and embrace the beauty of the rice fields. The people of Ninh Hải are proud to have the most beautiful artistic rice field in Vietnam. The theme for this year's rice field artwork is carved leaves over the dragon gate, a popular motif in feng shui arts, symbolizing success and progress in life. The rice plants are currently in a strong growth phase, with branching and preparing for the ripening period. We are carrying out replanting and fertilizing to create the best conditions for the rice to grow, branch, and ensure uniformity across the field. This will help create the most colorful, complete, and refreshed picture. The new local Tamgop artistic rice fields in 2025 will play an important role in boosting tourism, promoting cultural beauty, increasing visitor numbers, and solidifying Ninh tourism brand as a top destination for both domestic and international tourists.
And ladies and gentlemen, that's all for today TTV News. Thank you for watching and see you next time.